Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Hey, I don't fuck with new niggas, I'm on some other shit. They earthlings, I was born on the mothership. My mathematics is different, they on some dumber shit. I'm trying to wake niggas up, they on that slumber shit.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, July 28th, 2014. So What Morning Show in the building with yet another barn burner. You better get to your phone lines, 855-878-4652. It's the So What Morning Show live on T Radio V. That's Radio in TV. Follow us, okay, at T Radio V on Twitter, or follow me at Zoe Williams. Why is this important? Because I want you to participate. Text me, tweet me, Facebook, Instagram. Get at me with your questions, with your comments. If it's on fire, I'm coming back at you live on the air. Today's topic, I'm telling you, is hot monkey lava. It's gonna be crazy up in here. Very timely, very important, very poignant, very serious topic. But before we get to the topic and the questions and the guests and all of that other stuff, you know what we gotta do? Community empowerment. It's about supporting businesses. It's about buying books, supporting authors, learning, reading, studying. With that said, go to my website right now. I'm going to the post office tomorrow, and I'm sending out packages. My books are almost done. Don't know when I'm going to be able to, reorder more books. It's not about money for me. It's just about trying to get the information out there. The books are almost done. The Rebirth of Seeds can be purchased at my website, on my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Zoe is Z-O, not Zoe, Z-O-E, no. IamZoeWilliams.com. IamZoeWilliams.com. Go there now, because I'm sending out packages tomorrow. IamZoeWilliams.com. Also, support Dr. Mark Goulston. His book, Just Listen, or Real Influence, or How to Get Out of Your Own Way. I mean, he has 6 titles, man, that are incredible. Look up Dr. Mark Goulston and support his movement. Also, Bobby Glanton Smith, Real Men Don't Play. Go to realmendon'tplay.com and purchase a copy of the Real Men Don't Play book. Very important that you do that. Now, as it pertains to our topic, Rise of the Warrior Cop, the militarization of America's police forces, by Radley Balko. That's book number 1. Go get it. Radley Balko, Rise of the Warrior Cop. Another one. Police State, USA, Cheryl K. Chumley. Yeah, they throwing blood in the water. Chumley. Cheryl K. Chumley, right? Police State, USA. Another one. Brotherhood of Corruption. Yikes. A cop, this book is written by a police officer. A cop breaks the silence on police abuse, brutality, and racial profiling. Brotherhood of Corruption by Juan Antonio Juarez. Go get the book. Very, very, very important that you support the movement. I think I have, oh, that's it. That's the end of my book movement. Now, blackmastery.com. If you haven't figured it out right now, I'm a relationship hacker. What am I hacking into? I'm hacking into your bullshit belief systems. I'm hacking into old belief concepts and ideologies that keep us locked in this base rudimentary way of interfacing. I found somebody who also helps me do that, break that down, and that's Veronica Conway. Blackmastery.com is a neurolinguistic program that is narrated by Iyanla Van Zant. Neurolinguistic programming, really quickly. NLP really is just subliminal. I mean, we're getting inundated by it anyway when we're watching television, when we're watching commercials. We get inundated when we go to buy a car and you get upsold, right? It's a persuasive, hypnotic way of speaking to your subconscious. She has formulated a neurolinguistic program that undoes some of the limiting beliefs that the black community operates under. If that's not important, you shouldn't be listening to the show. Go get it right now, blackmastery.com. Neurolinguistic programming that undoes Willie Lynch, that undoes colorism, that undoes self-hate and low self-esteem. That is important. Undoes damn Jim Crow. Go get it right now, blackmastery.com. The next thing I want you to support is Ram Omar. Yes, the brother has beautiful clothes. He has beautiful shirts and dresses, and continue to support this brother. Hip Loose. HipLoose.com. These brothers, man, they do the flyest gear, right? Tailored, 30 different measurements to keep you tight, to keep you right in terms of high-end clothing. Man, you got to support them. They did a suit for me. It was awesome. HipLoose.com, black owned. Go do it right now. Another one that I need you to go to support, Arise Hospitality. Arise Hospitality, the Black Office Depot, the Black Staples. They get all of their materials, all of their stuff from the same people. So you're not falling off. If you have a black-owned business and you want stationery and pens and all kind of stuff, furniture, you can go to a black-owned company and you will not be falling off in terms of quality, in terms of delivery. They can get it all to you at the same level of quality with lesser prices than Staples. Black owned, Arise Hospitality. Go support them right now. I'm wearing one of his jackets. PharaonicDesigns.com. I would turn around and look, oh, geez, there's eyes on it. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Go support this brother, Pharaonic Designs, man. PharaonicDesigns.com. Support the brother, continue to move with him, buy his clothes. You know, it's not super expensive. The dude is dope. I love to support black businesses. The next one, Easy Boy Web. You need a website, right? You need a logo, right? Your business, you're an entrepreneur. You starting something, right? That's gonna sustain your family, your future. You need a website to promote and have a global presence online. Well, Easy Boy Web, these are the guys that can do it. And again, they're setting up a web page right now that is for Zowat listeners only. And when you click on it, you're going to get all types of discounts and all types of stuff because we referred you to them. Easy Boy Web. You got to do it. It's going to be crazy. When we come back, topics. The topic for today is crazy. It's timely. It's something we got to deal with. You feel me? I'll be back at 2.2. And when we come back, guests. I'll see you in a second. So what mornings? Oh!
Listen to them spitting bullshit and rhythms, blatant cadence, self-defense mechanisms, say we hating wrong.
Evolution is revolution.
Hi, we're Marissa and Juliana Stove, the Stove Twins, and you're watching T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
What it do is your man Money B from Digital Underground asking everybody to check out the Going Way Back show, your home for classic hip-hop, raw and uncut. Join me
and me, DJ Always,
as well as Ty Teasy, bringing you the old school new news every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here
on T Radio V.
That's right, radio in TV.
Hey, my fellow thoughters out there. I'm Charles Shaughnessy. Check out my new show, Here's a Thought, with Charles Shaughnessy, August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. Now, you know I have a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. So tune in, grab your phones, call me, tweet me, email me in the studio, and let's get this conversation going. Here's a Thought, starting August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
Hi, I'm Christina Fulton, and I want you to check out my new show, Playing It Forward with Christina Fulton. Join me as I interview every week the biggest and the brightest celebrities, philanthropists, and CEOs in the world, including a 5-year-old girl that is changing the world today. 5 years old. What was I doing at 5? It's all about having fun, kick-ass music, and making a difference. Every Friday at 1 p.m. with me, Kyle, and my DJ, Chris Cruz. Be a game changer. Play it forward. Right here at T Radio V. Radio and TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
You know what I should have done? I tell you what I should have done. As soon as I felt your gun, I should have took 2 steps back, pulled my Glock 40, and just put 10 bullets in your ass and let you drop. And I wouldn't have lost any sleep. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir, I do.
And he would have been a nice witness as I executed you because you're stupid.
First, he punched me in the face real hard.
For 49-year-old Ronnie Holloway, Friday, May 29th is not a day he will ever forget. And you know what? The video of that night is as crystal clear as his memory. On the curb, when a police car rolled up. A female officer inside asked him to zip up his jacket. When he did, he says Officer Joseph Rios jumped from the cruiser and went on the attack.
After he punched me, that's when he reached for his nightstick and just started swinging and hit me here real hard, hit me again real hard. Then he hit me in my thigh muscle real hard, and he kept hitting me in my leg, kept swinging it.
After the more than 3-minute altercation, Ronnie was handcuffed, arrested, and charged with, among other things, resisting arrest.
The United States is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. It is the land of the fee and the home of the slave. And more and more Americans are waking up to that fact, and hallelujah to that, because only if they do so and then act upon their new perception will they truly have any chance of living in a land that is anyway associated with freedom, and a land that makes a contribution to peace in the world, not a contribution to more and more slaughter, more and more conflict, and therefore more and more acquisition of people and land. We are now at the point where those institutions and these institutions of control and surveillance and all the rest of it are now being put in place. So this hidden dictatorship all this time is now coming to the surface where it can be seen. And this gives us an opportunity for people to actually start to do something about what's happening. Because instead of being some far off sometime over the rainbow, it might come sometime, it's now in our face. The police state is staring us in the eye. And it's getting more and more imposed upon us and more imposed on society every day. More and more people are waking up faster and faster and faster. Now, there's a reason for this, which we can discuss at another time. It's to do with an energetic change which is affecting the way people see the world and see themselves, something that's been predicted a very long time. And the elite are trying, in simple terms, to put the lid upon that awakening.
He asked me to get back in my car, and I again said, "Show me the tape, please show me the tape." He asked me to get back in the car, and then he pulled out his taser and said I was under arrest. I said, "Don't do this in front of my kids." I got back in the car, and he said he wanted me back out of the car now. And I said, "Why am I under arrest? I've done nothing wrong. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't on my cell phone." He then yanked me out of the car and wanted me to go down, put my hands or lie. Pulled his taser out, and the first shot jolted me, and I was trying to get back in the car again because I was scared.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in to the So What Morning Show, today's topic, as illustrated in that video, to disrespect and serve. Not to protect and serve, to disrespect and serve. A riveting look into police brutality and police malconduct on the So What Morning Show. 855-878-4652. We're live on TRadioV.com. Tune in right now. Tell a friend to tune in right now. Very relevant topic. So, I'm going to rush off some questions real quick, and then I'm going to introduce my august panel. Question. Has anyone out there seen The Purge? The movie The Purge? Right? It's a movie about the future when they say, okay, the crime rate is so low that every so often the government will say, you know, everyone has a 12-hour period to commit whatever crime you want with no repercussions. And because people aren't actually going to commit crimes, they send militarized police forces into the hood. How about this? Into the hood, right? To force people to commit crimes. And who's in the hood? Black folk, right? we already know that classism is real. My question is, are we, black, brown, and poor people, living in a real-life version of The Purge? True or false? Bad cops have been protected by the Brotherhood of the Boys in Blue in much the same way the Vatican has protected the crimes of bad priests. 855-878-4652. I know these questions is going to be a little uncomfortable, but we want you to follow us on Twitter at TRadioV, at Zoe Williams. Please send us your responses. I will read them back. Has the video camera and cell phone video feature become the biggest weapon against police malconduct? Y'all remember that day when Rodney King got mopped up by a bunch of police? If it wasn't for that guy across the freeway with his video, his camcorder, we wouldn't have known anything about it, right? 855-878-4652. Please, somebody call in right now. Let us know what you think. What are some clear signs that America is becoming a police state? 855-878-4652. Which ethnic group and gender is more likely to be affected by acts of police aggression and brutality? Here's another great one. The police force, are they really the security company for the 1%? Very interesting stuff we're about to delve into. Somebody call us, 855-878-4652. Whose presence in your community makes you the most uncomfortable? Police or gangs? Very interesting, right? Very interesting angle to take. That's what we're doing today. To disrespect and serve. Why is it so difficult for people to get remedy when cops have overstepped their bounds? When cops misbehave? Why is it so difficult to get the government to own up right? A lot of cops, I believe, are undertrained with regards to interfacing with the people they're trying to police, right? Somebody call us and let us know what your experience. Have you ever experienced police brutality? If you have, you call me, you let me know, and we'll talk about it for sure. With that said, I'm not gonna ask too many more questions. Well, maybe I will. Just one more. What is the definition, the legal definition of police brutality? And how does that differ from police malconduct, right? I think it's very important. I got more questions. Are we as American citizens imprisoned within the legal definition of the word liberty? There's a difference between the legal term liberty and freedom. Liberty is starting to turn into a prison, as is evidenced by the Patriot Act. Somebody call us 855-878-4652. If you have experienced it, call me. Let me know what you think. Now let me get to members of the panel. Directly across from me, my brother, my uncle. I call him my uncle because, hell, he act like an uncle. He act like an uncle, so I gotta respect him like an uncle. And he has wisdom, and he has knowledge and information to bear on this topic. He is the author of Real Men Don't Play. You can get that book right now at realmendon'tplay.com. None other than the outspoken, the eloquent, the southern sophisticant, the educated, the big homie, the G, Bobby Glanton Smith. In the building. What's happening, Bobby?
Man, it's always an honor to sit across from you, next to you, around the corner from you, man. Let's get this thing on.
Let's get it. Bobby G's in the building. Also joining us, heavyweight, legalese. He's a G in the community, and G only means we respect him highly. This brother here, think about it. I just talked about Rodney King. He was part of his team. He was on his council. This brother right here has done so much for the community. Mr. Grimes is a nationally acclaimed trial lawyer and counselor with over 34 years of trial experience. During his illustrious career, Mr. Grimes has successfully tried several high-profile cases, including the Rodney King versus the City of Los Angeles civil rights/police brutality lawsuit, postpartum psychosis case of Cheryl Mishap and the death of her infant child, and the limousine rape case involving Beverly Hills millionaire John Gordon Jones, who was accused of 29 counts of rape against 9 women. Needless to say, this brother's body of information and knowledge and experience goes well beyond this topic, and he's going to add the legal side of it. Jeff Brown is on his way, late as usual, but we love him to death. He'll be here momentarily. Brothers, let's get into the topic. How serious is the issue of police brutality? Bobby, and then Mr. Grimes.
It's beyond serious. It's systematic and systemic in this way. Growing up in the South, we were told to respect the police, but also to be afraid of police. When I came to California, expecting things to be different, I found that it's just another state with the same issue. And having had a couple of encounters with the police, and actually I was arrested once walking while black. And
walking while black.
Walking while black.
Not even driving while black.
Walking while black.
Wow.
And I've learned to just kind of go through the protocol to keep from ending up in a situation where my brother and dear friend for many years, Mr. Grimes, had to address the infringements on the human rights. Forget your civil rights. What about your human rights as a person on the planet to be able to move from point A to point B without being obstructed? So I got a mixed bag on this subject matter because one of my dear friends is a retired police officer, and he acquitted himself as a peace officer for over 30 years in a way that I'm very proud to say that Carl Watkins is still a dear friend of mine, and he didn't cross that line and abuse his power as a police officer. But at the same time, I've seen that happen so many times, as recently as turning on the television yesterday. And it's something that's got to be dealt with, man.
Brother Grimes, we all know that there are some good cops out there. There are some very good police officers out there. My uncle is a police officer. Right. He's also a civil engineer out of Pasadena, California. He works for Caltrans. I mean, he's a good cop. He's a good guy. Right. But I'm going to ask you a very hard question, because we've heard about Sheriff Lee Baca stepping down amid controversy. We've heard about gangs within the police. Right. I mean, talk to me about the prevalence of bad cops, and do they outnumber the good cops? Speak to that to me, brother.
I believe, outnumber the good cops, but it's a significant amount of the bad cops that affect all that good cops do. They overshadow all that good cops do. If you take your studio and you got 20 people in here and one is an asshole, that asshole
just
will be felt more than the 19 good people.
Right.
So we got a barrel of apples, we got some rotten apples in it, and it's incumbent upon society and law enforcement to get them out. They're not doing enough to get them out. They're bringing in more bad apples. I have a client who's being trained by a former Navy SEAL. I had a conversation with this Navy SEAL. He said, yeah, he could go into law enforcement. When he got out of the military, he was recruited by various law enforcement branches telling him you can bypass the Post Academy, which is approximately 6-month training program for law enforcement. You learn tactics, techniques, and the law. You just know how to kill. That's all we need. Ooh. So we will bring you into the academy and waive the academic requirements. This is what's going on. This is the atmosphere. This is the climate. There's a culture of violence and a culture of lying in most of these police departments that cannot go uncorrected.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, So What Mornings. We'll be back in 2.2. It's getting crazy. I got more topics, more guests, more information. When we come back, Jeff Brown joins the panel. Deuces!
Got this weed and D for you. That's all I got this weed and D for you. That's all I got. I look like a rapper. You look like a dancer.
Killing our kids, Carolyn. Stop! What the hell, y'all? We angry. I know. I'm angry too.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad 'cause I'm brown.
Hi, I'm Moby, and you're watching T Radio V.
Drums. Do you like drums?
Drummers. Tell them about the show. Come on.
Well, we like interviewing only the best drummers in the world on Drum Smack TV.
The best.
Right?
The best.
Only the best. Only the best.
And then Brad. We interview Brad every week. But we actually talk about drums and drumming and drummers.
Check it out. It's an informal, interactive show that's all about drums, drummers, and drumming. Please check it out. It's pretty rad.
Smacking. That's a good one.
Smacking.
That's the drums. That's the smack.
Smack.
Are we all smacking?
Smack. Only on T Radio V. Drum Smack TV. Watch it. It's funny and good and all that stuff.
And smack.
And Brad will be there too.
That's right.
You ready?
That's horrible. Do that over again.
Well, I got it. Talk about your show. Ready? Go? Yes? No? Prompt me? Cool. Hi, I'm Greg Reitman. We're here on the green carpet every Tuesday at 2 p.m. here on T Radio V. On the green carpet each week is where art, music, fashion, and entertainment come together with the environment to make a difference in the world. Each week, a celebrity, a musician, an artist, or someone working in the entertainment industry will talk about what they're doing to change the world. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. here on T Radio V, radio and TV. I got it, right? Yeah. Great.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Killing our kids, Carolyn. Stop! What the hell, y'all? We angry. I
Jermaine Green and his fiancée Violet Roberts got on a Metro bus in Bellflower Monday night, they took notice of another passenger.
The lady got on the bus with her stroller full of pillows, and she was very polite, said hi to everybody, and sat down.
At the next stop, 2 LA County Sheriff's deputies, one male and one female, boarded the bus and called the passenger by name.
They said, get off the bus. She then, started cursing at her, and you can tell it was very obvious that she was special, has special needs. And after that, they grab her, and she cusses him out, calls him a big shot. Next thing you know, he gives her a big shot.
Green captured the incident with his cell phone's video camera.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, he seen me taping him, and he looked up at the camera a few times, and he still hit her like that. And I can't believe, he didn't try to defuse the situation at all.
Like they were tired of dealing with her, so they didn't try to talk to her or anything.
Green recently returned home from serving 6 years in the Army, including tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan.
In the Army, they gave us extensive training for rules of engagement. There's proper protocols and different steps you take. This lady didn't do anything. She was not combative, and he actually turned combative on her.
Green claims the deputies then tried to intimidate him when he refused to hand over his cell phone.
And he comes to me and says, look, you can be under arrest if you don't give me that video. And then he said, do you have any warrants? I said, no, I don't have any warrants. I'm a veteran. I just came back. I did 6 years. I have no record. And he said, well, we'll see about that.
Why didn't Green want to hand over this video to the deputies involved?
I think they would try to cover it up. I think a lot of stuff gets covered up, and I think some people need to come forward if they see something, report it, because it can't be fixed unless it's brought to the public's attention.
And I'll tell you why I'm sick of it, because while these pathetic, naive people, despite all the evidence before them, are looking the other way, oh no, it's just paranoia, while they're doing that, they are allowing these people to impose their will on my children, on my life, and I'm not having it. And if people would just engage a few more brain cells, open the eyes and look, they will see the scale of fascism, no other word for it, that we are being subjected to today. And if you don't wake up and you go on looking the other way, well, the fascism just gets more, and eventually it'll dawn on you, and by then it will be too late. Don't look to me for sympathy when it happens, mate, because you got your chance now.
Now sign it. Get over here now! Give it to me and I'll sign it. Oh, you're gonna shove me? Ma'am, you're gonna shove a son between your old woman?
The shove, the constable's office says, served to get the two out of oncoming traffic. Then the deputy warns her.
Go ahead, hey. Hell, 72-year-old woman needs attention. I'm going to tase you.
After 5 warnings to stand back or get tasered,
Step back and you're going to be tased. Put your hands behind your back. I'm getting back in my car. You're going to be tased. Stop. I'm getting back in my car. No, ma'am. Taser. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Now put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. You're going to be tased again.
A little voltage change your mind.
Welcome to the show, Jeff Brown. Zoe What Morning Show back in the building. Very serious topic. Is America becoming a police state? I mean, when does the use of tasers and stun guns amount to police brutality and excessive force? I was looking at the person getting whipped, with that little rod thing, and to be honest, it reminded me of when I was a child, getting a whooping from my mother. And I remember my sister used to go outside and grab these long switches and then braid them together. Right? She'd get 3 or 4 really good ones because they didn't trust me to pick them.
Oh, no.
Because I would come
in with a matchstick.
Right. But she would braid them together and she would whoop me. And as I got older, I started to think, you was asking me to stop moving. But the natural reaction was to move. And the police officers are doing the same thing. They're saying, they're resisting arrest because they're moving. But they're in pain. And the natural response is to move when you get hit like that. And they're hitting you with what, fiber, carbon, or metal, or
Oh yeah, carbon fiber.
or it's carbon fiber, or Grimes said it's metal. So if it's metal, I'm sure the reaction is to move.
The average human would move.
The average human would move. Well, he kept moving, so I kept hitting him.
Right.
Well, Jesus, why
How do
not
we
just-
get out of that cycle?
How do you get out of that? You know. So, like I said, we're just tuned in. Welcome back to the show, Jeff. Thank you for showing up.
Hey man,
You were detained.
little parking, little parking issue. Because on Monday you can only park on one side of the street. So the parking was so bad, I just drove home and walked back because that's how far I had to go. Good for a spot.
Yes, and scene for so you're going to inherit Dr. G's whack jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's move on. We have a special guest on the line right now. We played just a very, very small snippet of a documentary the brother put together. The documentary is called Throwaways, and it is produced by a brother by the name of Ira McKinley. And he's on the phone with us right now. It's a very powerful documentary. I really want him to explain it. The brother is homeless. He's a filmmaker. He's an ex-felon. His name is Ira McKinley, and he's documenting the struggle of being positive, you know, while he's on the streets of Albany, New York. And he details police brutality in a way that's so visceral, that's just so surreal. I just want to bring him in right now. Ira! Welcome to the show, man. Talk to us about what's happening on the streets of Albany, man, and talk to us about your Throwaways film, and why did you name it Throwaways?
The film is based on a segment of society that people don't really see. Like me, I just, like for instance, I'm ex-felon, so since I've been out of prison, which I've been out of prison for 12 years, I've been having issues with getting jobs, getting housing, and other things that, you know, because of me being an ex-felon. And the treatment that we receive because of our color and because that we are felons, it is, to me, a feeling of being like an outcast, undesirable, a person that, you know, you could just throw away, you know. And so we wanted to show what it felt like for those of us, and there's many of us out there that have these, that have like felonies and what we have to go through just to live.
So it's kind of like Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow book, when she explains that there is a caste system being developed, right, that kind of ostracizes people even when they're out. They're still in prison because of all of the labels and stereotypes and all of that that's laid on them, and restrictions. They can't even get Section 8, or they can't even go, they can't live anywhere. Speak to us about that, brother.
Yes, Michelle Alexander was a big part of this film. I contacted her when we first started, and she gave us her blessings and wanted to be a part of the film. So with her blessings, we wanted to show the visual to her book. So we went about going out, and it's not just based in Albany. We went to Atlanta, D.C., we went to New York City. We showed the things that was going on. So part of the footage you'll see is from the Bronx, Manhattan, Atlanta, D.C., all these different places where all this stuff is happening. So when I was traveling and I did this, we did this through raising funds on our own through Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and all these crowd funding sources. We raised money to go out and show these what the police state looks like.
So talk to me about your experience with police brutality and one other angle. I know this is a tough conversation for you to have. What happened to your father?
When I was 14 years old, my mother got shot and killed by a police officer in Florida, and this was like '79. And what happened was it was right outside Miami, and they were going around shooting black men, and it started a riot back in 1980. We fast forward to 1989, And I never had been arrested before in my life, and I got into it in a case where I got beat up by the police, and I stood up, and they still, it was me against the police force, and I took it to trial. I put it in the press, and I still got convicted, So right there, I knew that I was fighting a bigger subject, and this was almost 20 years ago. So, well, it was more than 20 years ago, 25 years ago to be exact. So from that time on, I knew that it was I was fighting against the new Jim Crow system. So I tried to play along. I tried to go do what society was expected of me. But it was something that could not be done. You know what I'm saying? I was fighting an uphill battle. So I was out. I was in prison. Came out in 2002, and these last 12 years, I would say 7 years, I was subject to, being homeless, living in shelters, not being able to get jobs, many other things that was going on. So what I did was I learned how to film and wanted to go out and show people what it was like to be somebody who wanted to do good in society, but you cannot get a break.
So let me ask you this before we wrap you up real quick. Let me just ask you this, brother. How can they get the movie? How can they watch the movie? Please give us all of your information, and then we got to go to break.
Okay. Well, I want to say there's a great organization called Cop Watch that's out right now that does. That you can go to, and if you have something, they like I've done, they tell you to film these interactions with police, and they'll help you with legal advice and all these other things. But right now we're still in film festivals. We just got distribution, and it's a learning tool for universities and colleges that are using it for with a study guide to talk about these social issues. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, it's not being released to the general public. Mm-hmm. But we will be in L.A. At Long Beach International Film Festival, August 30th.
Excellent. Brother, let me just say I appreciate you calling and sharing your story. Please, if you're in Long Beach for that film festival, August 30th, come out and support the brother. The Throwaways movie is awesome. He sent me an advance copy. I watched it. It was incredible. Please support Ira McKinley. What Mornings will be back shortly.
This shit shouldn't end nowhere. I suggest you not pretend that you are willing to go there. Now take a look at Lamont. Pro money, anti-sober. Now take a look at your bride. Pro rap, anti-choker.
Hey, hello, this is David Faustino, and you are watching T Radio V. Do you see what I'm saying? It's television crossed with radio. It's all together. It's weird. Radio's in the middle of it. It's amazing. You're watching it. Go.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
This is Quick Fix Radio.
Quick Fix Radio.
Yeah. Check it out, y'all. We back in the building. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What it do? We got some super special guests up in the place,
in the building, we got all 5 live in the building. Bone Thugs in the building. Everybody.
We up in here
tonight, y'all. What's going on?
Hey, man, I had to come see what this TV radio what this all about. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
We got Game on the line. Game, what's going down, baby?
What up? What up, man?
What's going on? Oh, man, we got EPO Dillon. Who's this on the phone with us?
Yo, what up, man? It's Akon.
Akon in the building. Who is this on the line?
Be Real.
We got Be Real. What else we got on the line?
This is Ty Dolla $ign right here.
What up, Ty Dolla $ign in the building. And thanks to all the fans for stopping by.
The Quick Fix with Crazy Bone, right here on T Radio V.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone.
Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man.
And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back,
yeah.
Then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
Right.
You can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man.
Right here on TRadioV.com, baby.
Radio and TV.
Dog, how they gonna see us on the radio then?
Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio?
But it's
one of them.
I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see
Get
us.
it together.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
How are you?
Not bad.
Just so I can concentrate on what you're saying.
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep going on.
Okay, I don't consent to any searches. I just want to make that clear.
I'm not gonna search you.
I don't consent to any seizures either.
Okay. Just gonna hold this so I can have a conversation with you.
Okay. What crime am I suspected of committing? And you just pointed that gun at me when it was loaded, just so you know. You twisted it, pointed it right at me. Before you wrecked the slide, you pointed it right at my legs.
People are calling about a guy walking around with a gun, so.
Okay. That's not illegal. Can I have my gun back and get moving along?
Need your ID, and then we'll get you on your way.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Like I said, people are starting to call about a guy carrying a gun.
Yep, that's a report of illegal activity. What crime do you suspect me of committing? In order to stop me, you have to suspect me of a crime. Can you get your supervisor here?
He is on the way.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but like I said, people are concerned. It's a public safety issue. So I'm here to make sure everyone's all set. Make sure you're all set. Okay, so I just need to get your ID, and we'll call it good.
No, sir.
You're not going to give me your ID.
Unless you are issuing me a summons as 17A, 15A
I need to make sure
requires, then...
Can you let me speak for a second? Yep. I need to make sure you're not a felon carrying this.
Do you suspect me of being a felon?
I don't know you. So
okay, if you don't suspect me of being a felon, then I would like my gun back and I would like to proceed on my way.
In order to carry a gun, you're not allowed to be a felon.
Correct, but unless you suspect me of being a felon, there's no reason for you to stop me.
There is a reason to stop you.
Unless you suspect me of a crime, as Terry v. Ohio, Delaware v. Prowse requires you to have a suspicion of crime before you detain an individual. Brown v. Texas does not allow you to stop an individual and demand their ID.
Can I get your first name so I can speak to you on a person-to-person basis here?
No.
You're not going to give me your
Nope, I'm not
going
going
to
to.
be that type of guy when we're trying to have a conversation.
I'm sorry, sir, but for my own protection, I would rather not give you anything because any name I give you is going to go in the police report about this incident.
There's going to be no police report.
There's a police log generated for every call.
This is called a pedestrian stop.
Yep. And unless you have a reasonable suspicion that I'm committing a crime, you can't detain me. I have to be free to leave. It has to be a consensual encounter, sir.
Here's the deal, sir. You are walking down Congress Street carrying a gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that illegal?
It's a cause for concern.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Sir.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime, yes or no?
Sir, I need...
Suspenders. Keep my pants up. Yeah, that's the buckle for the suspenders.
This is common practice, dude. Okay?
Yep. It's illegal common practice.
It's not illegal. You see a guy walking down the street carrying a gun.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the only reason why you stopped me?
Yes.
That I'm carrying a gun?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I want you to refer you to DeBerry v. U.S. DeBerry v. U.S. says that a firearm, where legally carried, cannot be the only cause for reasonable suspicion for a stop.
Yep.
Am I free to go?
You are.
Okay. Can I have my gun back?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Listen,
that's dangerous.
If that was a
that's law. That's dangerous. That's the law. The law has nothing to do with me. I am black. That don't have shit to do with me.
Brother Grimes.
That's gonna get niggas
Brother
killed.
Grimes, as our legal counsel on the show today,
Yes, sir.
could we, a
Yes.
black man,
Yes.
could we have been able to do that?
Hell no.
Why can't we do that?
Because you be a dead black man. Right there.
Wow.
Right there for the gun. Okay, first off, Porch Monkey, I'm not going to chit-chat with you about your pistol. No. I'm going to take this one and empty it in your chest.
Oh,
bang,
Lord.
bang, bang, freeze.
Oh, my God.
So police officers are really policing stereotypes.
Wow.
Black man
All
plus
day.
gun
All day.
equals criminal.
All day. Dude, may I share? All day. May I share?
Quickly, because we have a very important
man,
guest.
let's see the guest, man.
I used to
my
drive
God.
a BMW
Man.
M5, and I lived in Burbank, and I got pulled over 7 times, and it kept happening until I did the Burbank Police Department Christmas party, and the chief gave me his card. From that point, all the wolves saw me.
You're a wonderfully funny Negro.
Oh my God! There he goes. There he goes.
One of the best court
Dude,
gestures
I
I've
coulda
ever
got
seen. Wow! Listen, very important. There's a brother on the line. Man, I damn near burst into tears this morning talking to him because I couldn't help but personalize his situation. I've got a 14-year-old daughter getting ready to go to high school, freshman, and the strength in the brother, just listening to the power in the brother and the resolve in the brother, it damn near broke me down. I just had to hold together. For all of the people who've heard of this name, Mitrice Richardson, USC grad student, good parents, good background, good upbringing. Something happened to her, and don't nobody have no answers, and the police are circling the wagons around their ineptitude. The daddy is on the phone right now, Michael Richardson. Brother Michael, again, I appreciate you for coming on. And before you start to speak, let me just say this. www.bringmatricehome.org. You can find all of her information there. Brother, can you please talk to us about what happened to your daughter?
Well, thank you for having me and keeping the story alive. I appreciate it, and equally excited about being here as you guys have me. But back in September 16th, my daughter went through Malibu, stopped at a restaurant, and they couldn't determine what her medical condition was. So they took her in for a hard book. They did a field sobriety test. She passed it. After they couldn't find out anything wrong with her, no warrants, no previous record, no criminal activity, they released her. But they released her at 12:34 in the morning in Malibu Canyon. No purse, no cell phone, no money, no any way to interact, no public transportation. While we were still calling, asking for her to call us to let us know she was all right, they were saying she was still in the cell and she's doing okay. But she had been released, and when she was released, we found her remains maybe 2 miles from the police station, Lost Hills Police Station, about 8 months later. Since then, they have now taken any accountability, no responsibility. To this day, I recently sent the email saying, there's some updated information with people trying to call in and leave tips. That line is not working. They're not returning my calls. And when I asked to set up a meeting, the investigator has been in court for the last 3.5 weeks. But no way that we could work around that individual, no return phone calls. They stopped responding to the emails and everything like that. So, we've been stonewalled, but through my perseverance, we keep trying. Not acting indignant or everything, just leaving a paper trail, because the next step is, we're just going to have to bring it to the grand jury to find out why is it that these people do not want to work with us.
And brother, talk to me about this really quickly. I'm sorry to cut you off, but talk to me about how your attorney, your wife hired one attorney, you hired another one, and then your attorney got so frustrated that he brokered a deal with the police force for a 6-figure deal. And talk to me about the structure of that deal, because that was shady too. Speak to that.
So basically, as a lot of people know, Mitrice's mother and I hadn't been together since 1986. And so when this took place, I didn't like the way the efforts was going with the people that she had on the team. She hired a guy named Leo Terrell, a civil rights activist kind of attorney, and I didn't like the way he was getting down. So I hired Benjamin Schomburg. So during the course of having a mediation that was suggested by the judge, Leo gets so upset at the mediation that says he's ready to settle the deal for a 6-figure amount. We didn't settle for anything right then, but later, after Ben came in and negotiated, they were able to bring back and said, we're not going no higher than 6 figures because Leo made a suggestion at a mediation he's ready to settle for 6 figures. So why should we go up any higher? The case was worth a whole lot more, but a lot of people wanted to know, why did we settle for such a low figure? And that was why. We had no choice. And based on, you know, the stereotype of the African American man and everything like that, my lawyer was saying, you know, that's the best deal. I think you should take it. You risk the chance that they feel sorry for your daughter's case, but you are the type of witness that they may not like. And you can go in there and risk everything and don't come out with anything.
So brother Mike, my man Jeff Brown has something to say. He's, you know, he can't hold himself.
I can't.
He has a mental. He has a mental colostomy bag that's just full.
Oh, I love that.
Go ahead, son.
I'm trying. I'm Mr. Richardson. I feel for you. I'm trying. I'm holding my tears back right now. I am.
Right.
I'm gonna say some words that.
Speak on it.
I'm fucking livid.
Right.
Go ahead, Jeff. It's all right, man. It's okay. I feel the same way, dude. Go ahead.
My problem is not with the lawyers. My problem is not with the police. My problem is why, not day in and day out, with Winnebagos outside, being sponsored by food companies, is not thousands of black people in front of that police station. Because I don't have the resolve you have, sir. Because if something happens to one of my children,
it's over.
You will not see me
it's over.
On the street.
Right.
I put this out. I mean this. Black people, people of color, white people foolish enough to believe that you are separated from this by your skin. Mm-hmm. You have got to stop taking the excuse that the police did this to you. The police did not. The police are not beating these people. The police are not killing these people. The police are not committing these crimes. Individuals in police uniforms are committing these crimes. And we need to call these motherfuckers out.
Word.
We need to be the people. The police department let your daughter out. The police department said, no, some heifer was working that night that let your daughter out. We need that heifer's name. We need the people's names.
Hey, Mike, talk to us about the lady and what she said to you the day after your daughter went missing, the jail.
Right. So I understand his frustration, and believe you me, man, I promised my mama and my daddy that I would do the right measures, and it's been very challenging. But there was just one person, man, and my lawyer knew, and he wouldn't even tell me the day of her deposition because I was going to hurt her. And basically what happened was, you know, when I called the next day to find out what was going on, and I was asking her questions, like, and she was just so rude, you know, and she was a sister. Her name's Sharon Cummings. She's the jailer for Lost Hill.
I'm sorry, how do you spell that last name?
Cummings.
Cummings. C-U-double-M.
I-N-G-S.
I-N-G-S. And give me the first name again.
Sharon. S-H-A-R-O-N. And, you know, I was asking her, like, what was going on with my daughter, what happened, and, you know, why would you guys say she was still in there when you guys released her? And she just said, you know, essentially, when I asked her, why did you release her in the condition she was in, no purse, no cell phone, or anything, her response was, because we're not a goddamn babysitting agency.
Wow. Now, they tried to say, well, they arrested her because she tried to skip out on bail or something, or skip out on a bill.
On a dinner bill.
But she had $5,000 in her bank account. They tried to say she didn't have no money, and they checked her car. They searched her car, but when the family searched the car, under the seat is her fucking credit cards and ID and everything, and she had money. So what happened to her?
And the flip side to this whole situation was Steve Whitmore. He's the talk piece for the sheriffs. He wanted to make a big deal out of, and we found just under an ounce of marijuana in her car.
So what?
Now, let me show you just how much they fabricated it, because we were so concerned about how she was described, how she was acting. I said, if you have that much marijuana, let's analyze it and see if it was laced, if it was, you know, drugged or whatever, you know. And when they pulled it out, man, it was crumbs. You didn't even have enough to analyze it. But they wanted to put it out in the paper and make her seem so negative in the public's eye that they boosted up to make it seem like it was
Mike,
just like maybe a pinch under a whole ounce of marijuana.
Right.
And it was like a nickel bag.
So Mike,
that had nothing but crumbs.
So Mike, this is what we got to do really quick. We got to go to break. But brother, before you leave, give them that website again. As we got to keep the story alive.
We will. And before you go to break, man, just real quick, the website is www.bringmytreeshome.org, or you could use www.bringmytreesjustice, which is our favorite, .org.
Man.
And what I'm looking for is help at reaching the people in our case that can sit at the round table and tell us what you've been doing, what measures you've been taking, because I'm not able to get through the front door right now.
Wow. Hey, man, I appreciate you, your strength, your candor, the truth you revealed to us today, man. We love you, man, for being strong enough to talk to us. Thank you.
Man, my pleasure.
All right, thank you, brother.
Take care, brother.
Peace.
Take care, brother.
Enemies I bust on, sacrifice my firstborn. Rhymes and lyrics is proof to the youth. You ain't gotta have no army, man, the truth is your troops. America the beautiful.
America. Doing our kids, Carolyn. Stop! What the hell, y'all? We angry. I know. I'm angry too.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad 'cause I'm brown.
Hi, I'm Sheriff John Bonnell. You're watching T Radio. Radio and TV? What? Perfect. Why are you asking me to do this after 12 drinks?
Hey guys, I'm Destiny. Check out my show, Destiny's EDM Power Hour, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. here on T Radio V. Every week, I talk about all things in the electronic dance world, including the hottest songs, DJs, latest news, and random facts, including how to dance on the moon when the beat drops. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m. here on T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio V.
We call it Dark Matter with Dave Navarro.
It's not like Amanda Joe, or it's just Joe?
Oh, it's just Joe with a dash after it.
Really? That's very, very strange. Joe Dash?
Are you the Facts of Life Joe?
Are you the spawn of Down syndrome parents? J.O. Dash?
I think that we should all, for the rest of the show, add a dash to the ends of our names.
Okay,
So she
Dave
doesn't
Dash.
feel bad. Dan Dash.
Yes.
Just Dash. Todd Dash. Dave Dash. Joe Dash.
It's Dark Matter with Dave Navarro. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on T Radio V.
T Radio V.
Yeah, I think what I do with Zev is trolling.
For sure.
Zev
for sure.
hates more than anything is he'll tweet something and then I'll retweet it right away because he wants it to like wait and then have its day. Zev's a fun guy to troll. Everybody should try trolling Zev. I highly recommend it.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers would be a way to troll that.
That would be a good way to troll Zev. By the way, we're at 855-878. Meet your death too.
Let's get digital. Wednesday, 6 p.m. on T Radio V LA.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Oh my God, how he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his...
All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they finna help somebody move.
Resist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own.
Now it's got some attention. That's what we got to get for these police. A big jury verdict.
Jeff,
they don't pay attention.
We back. I'm sorry. Jeff, your rant.
My rant's supposed to be funny. supposed to have something in it that tickle the funny bone, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Fuck all that. And I don't feel no other way. The issues that we face with the police, and I'm talking to, and I know as officers that I have friends who are officers. I don't think about any of them. I think about my son, my youngest son.
Right.
His name is Blake. He is 7 years old. He still looks at the police as his friends. How, when, we see why, but how and when do I turn the corner on that and make him understand that his father has been set on the curb in a $1,500 suit in a really nice car, that his father has been beat up by the police before, that his father has seen friends go in and never come out fucking around with the police. It's time to stop waiting. I speak only to black people right now. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop playing. Pick a problem. Pick a case. Pick one and rally around it. Mine is the Matrice Richardson case. To Miss Sharon Cummings, to anybody who knows her, today starts my countdown to when you will call into this show and defend yourself, because I am sure Mr. Richardson must have this a little twisted, that a black woman would open her mouth about another black woman that way, unless, of course, that black woman was fucking blind. I don't believe you're blind, and I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. But in case you are, I'm going to count down until the Lord takes my breath, or your monkey ass call this radio show.
Yeah.
One or the other is going to happen. Not the police, because I don't know them. I got a name. I got your name, Miss Cummings. You, if you don't like how I'm talking to you, have your dude call in, because that's how I do. When I got something with a woman, I don't talk to her. I talk to her dude. I'd love to talk to the dude that's carrying your groceries right now. What kind of dude is putting up with this reverse racism, crazy-ass Stockholm Syndrome shit that's running around in your gray matter? Who's fucking with that? Who's dealing with that? I want to talk to him. I want to talk to you. Mr. Richardson, if you still listening, call. Get back in touch. I need to talk to you, brother, because we're going to put a cookout in front of that goddamn police station.
We'll connect you, Jeff.
Yeah.
We'll connect you. He's at a deposition right now. He stepped out of the deposition to do the show for his daughter.
My daughter is 10 years. I just dropped my daughter off at camp. She is 10 years old. Let me put this out there. I am a United States Marine. If anything ever happened to one of my kids, it's going to be helicopters and police state. And it ain't going to be easy. And I'm coming right at your ass. And you know who I'm talking to.
Well, Jeff's intellectual and emotional rant today was one for the ages. All the brothers that are here right now, this is a real situation that I feel needs to be dealt with. Brother Grimes is here. Speak to us, Grimes.
I feel the pain of Brother Richardson deeply. As I was telling you during the break, my son died because of lack of care, because the police wouldn't let the paramedics get to him because he had too many tattoos, and they felt he was unsafe for them to get to him and treat him for having fallen on the streets in L.A., 2 blocks from his home, from a heart attack. And when the neighbors called the police, or the people called the police, the ambulance arrived. And when the ambulance arrived, the police says, no, we haven't searched him yet. We haven't secured the situation yet. And the neighbors speak of him floundering around, sick, dying, because he can't get medical attention. But they withheld medical attention. And then I learned from investigating that there's a so-called bleed-out rule, where if a young black or brown is shot by the police or by someone else, there's a tendency to hold back medical attention to get a death.
Wow.
And that happens more than what you want to believe. I honestly feel the majority of police officers want to do their job properly. But I feel there's a significant number of police officers who could give a fuck about black people. And as a matter of fact, use us for their trophy collection. Trophies as far as killing, maiming, I know Rodney King was taken to the police department and shown off in the back seat of the car like you would do a fresh kill. I know that was done. I know that I have a case out in Riverside County where the police put a taser gun or pepper spray gun to a woman's head and executed her after telling her, if you don't stop resisting, I am going to JPX you. She said, what's a JPX? Well, a JPX is a pepper spray gun that shoots a jet stream of pepper spray 400 miles an hour, and you're told and instructed not to shoot it in less than 5 feet, and he put it to her head, and she said, what did I blow? And said, bam! He shoots her side the head. The doctors tell her 3 hours later, I'm sorry, you're blind in both eyes for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So he rendered this mother of a 10-year-old child blind because she asked him, what did I blow? So law enforcement, I think, are out there to do a job, but there are some that believe and know that the culture of lying will protect them. This cop told his supervisor when he arrived, she attacked me. She was trying to murder me and my partner. I had to shoot her with the JPX gun to save my life. I was falling back, and so I shot her. Now, he had a .380 in this one pocket. He had a .45 Zig on his hip, and he had a 9? No, the 16 shot. The
Glock?
Glock. He had a Glock in his vest pocket. So he had 3 pistols on him and this JPX gun, and he blinded this woman for life. And he told his supervisor she was trying to murder him and his partner. If it hadn't been for the video, his camcorder on his own car, my client would have been arrested for attempted murder on a police officer, looking at 25 to life.
Blind.
And blind. As it turns out, he was indicted by the DA's office for use of excessive force and blinding my client. But do you know what a jury did in May of this year? 10-2, hung for guilty. 2 jurors refused to convict him.
Wow.
Because our society believes, just like they believe in Santa Claus, that the police is good.
So let me just say this before we go to break. How many Oscar grants? How many?
More than you want to accept.
How many Eric Garners?
More than you want to accept, Zoe.
Is it gonna take?
Is it gonna take?
A young man was boiled to death in prison because he put feces on the wall, and they were going to teach him a lesson, so they put him in a closet shower down in Florida and turned the water up to 180 degrees and took him out 2 hours later after he screamed to death, and flesh was melted off of his body. If we don't attack the culture that makes them feel protected, you could be next.
It's real. We're going to take a quick break. Zoe What Mornings is serious today.
Past due bills and high interest fees. Floss.
Hi, this is Danny Woodburn, and you're watching T Radio V. Did it come up? Is it all right? There we go. He's good.
Yeah, anytime, guys.
Hi, I'm Curtis.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Wes. And we're the worst show on the web.
Mondays at 9 p.m.
on T Radio V.
Oh, that's nice. I'm not. I don't have insurance for that.
Okay. Wow. Don't smell my armpits.
Outstanding. Warrant for her arrest. Outstanding ticket.
Yeah.
Outstanding warrant for her arrest. No, go ahead.
Shit, you keep it up, you're gonna get your own show here, dude.
Oh my God, I could just climb up this thing like a cat.
My second wife over there.
Let me do that again, because those words weren't even in that script. Toya hauled off to a nearby station. Hold on.
So you smelling my armpits, making it seem, no, you was smelling under here.
When you go downstairs, you'll see something on the street that'll make you
Squirrel.
forget. Get a little
I meant
closer.
downstage, so you're not.
Oh, let's speak for it.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna do it for real this time.
And then there was the time when my biological father called in.
where we're catching you up on all your entertainment news and the latest hot topics, you son of a.
That was good.
This your boy. You threw me. I'm Real, and I'm Chance, aren't you?
Let's do it again.
Come on, baby. What's up, baby?
Okay.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. What happened to your arm? You didn't do that.
Wow, come on.
I forgot. Get it.
How can you forget? We've done it 3 times. The laughter makes it worthwhile.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
The people sitting on their backsides and sitting on their hands and looking the other way now don't join with those who are challenging this gathering police state. Then those who are challenging it now, who've understood what's happening and the methods used to impose it, they are going to be not with us when the knock comes on their door. Oh, I've just had a knock on the door. What do I do? Go down the concentration camp, mate. There's loads of people there who were telling you years ago that this was coming. You were watching the soap at the time, remember? It's unbelievable that people can be so blind when now it is so close to their eyes.
Большого трака, коммерческого трака.
58-year-old Kozachenko can retell with clear precision the moments from that morning back on September 2nd, 2011. Out on Interstate 80, westbound out of Reno, headed home to the Bay Area. He speaks in his native language, Russian, recounting up until that moment of the incident. That's when Oleg Kozachenko goes silent and cannot speak anymore. For 40 minutes, Kozachenko sits there, insisting he wants to tell his story, but the words won't come. But these pictures speak for him, confirmed by medical records: a crushed left orbital eye socket, multiple facial fractures, a broken left arm, loss of consciousness, a concussion, possible neurological damage. Why did this happen? According to court records, it was all because Kozachenko would not sign a ticket, citing him for driving his truck for too many hours. The truck driver says he wanted to read the ticket first. So the court records show Highway Patrol Officer Andrew P. Murrell forcibly arrested him. In court testimony and in the initial report filed along with the ticket, the 220-pound Highway Patrolman Murrow said the 6-foot-tall, 165-pound Kozachenko was actively resisting and exhibited extraordinary strength.
And they finally give him this citation.
Stuart Katz is Kozachenko's attorney.
He tries to tell him that, hey, I'm not violating the logbook.
According to the initial report filed by Officer Murrell, he and fellow officer Jim Sherman pulled over Kozachenko after getting a report of a sleepy driver. These pictures taken by officers on the scene after the confrontation with Officer Murrell show a bloodied Kozachenko lying on the side of the highway, his hands cuffed behind his back.
The video starts rolling right around 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. You see a woman walking on the eastbound 10 freeway near the La Brea on-ramp. A CHP officer tackles her to the shoulder and unleashes a barrage of punches to her face.
He starts really letting loose, and he starts doing some haymakers. He just starts pounding down on her face really hard. And he doesn't try to grab her arm, he doesn't do anything first. And he's really pounding her head into the pavement.
David Diaz shot the video of that violent confrontation from his car. Diaz says he has no idea what spurred the beating, just that before he got his camera out, he saw the officer chasing the woman around a pickup truck on the freeway on-ramp. As the truck pulled away, Diaz started rolling, and this is what he recorded. Eventually, another man runs over to assist. Diaz assumed it was an undercover officer.
It was unnecessary. It just brings more racial tension. This is an issue. We need to talk about this.
The CHP wouldn't talk with us on camera about the incident, but in a written statement said the officer ordered the woman to stop, but she ignored him. Fearing she would be hurt, the CHP says the officer tried placing her under arrest. Quote, a physical altercation ensued as the pedestrian continued to resist arrest. at which point a plainclothes off-duty officer assisted in applying the handcuffs.
I mean, they just know that the population is dumb. So they can say stupid shit that will wash over our shoulders because most people didn't catch it. Fearing that she would be hurt, so I was justified in hurting her.
I had to shoot him to save him.
I got to shoot him to save him.
So he won't get hit by a car. I'm gonna blow his brains out.
Right? What is going on?
Here's what's going on. People don't give a shit because people look at that woman and they disconnect with her. You would feel this way if that was your mama or your sister. Well, guess what? That is your sister. You just been trained that she is not you. That's you.
Hey, these motherfuckers are like violent, evil referees. A referee in the game typically is beyond reproach. Once they make a call, that's the call, right? But these motherfuckers are violent. That's like a referee. Instead of blowing the whistle, he comes out and clotheslines you. Right. Because you committed a foul. Do you understand what I'm saying? The foolishness is just at such a high level, man. I damn near, it's hard to fucking articulate right now. But with that said, we have another guest on the line. A brother Matthew Fogg. Either he's on the phone line or he's gonna Skype in. But he's on the phone. He's CNN, he's done all types of television. Retired Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal and a media law enforcement expert on police procedures with a background in civil and human rights. Brother, please speak to us, Matthew Fogg, about the procedure that we get confused. He wasn't responding or he wasn't complying to my commands, and so I had to pull out this metal rod and whoop his ass. Talk to us about the procedures, police brutality, and the way they arrest people. What are we supposed to do to follow the rules so we don't get beaten?
Right. Well, first, I want to thank you for allowing me to come on your show. Yes, I've got 30 years in the 32 years actually in the business, and also having challenged the system myself through discrimination lawsuit of what I call what goes on behind the blue wall. But the bottom line is, law enforcement, what people got to understand, law enforcement officers have just extraordinary amount of discretionary power on the street. And the fact is there's so many situations that can be subjective to, what we say is when you arrive on the scene, a spontaneous, almost spontaneous reactions to things. And so what is determined is too much force as opposed to, lethal force, the type amount of force that we need to effect an arrest or to place someone in custody. All that stuff can be questioned, but the bottom line is what we see is these major disparities in people of color versus, non-color. So bottom line is just make it as simple as I can tell you, man. If I approach a scene and let's just say I'm an officer and I don't particularly like you because of your race. There's a lot of things that I can do to ratchet down or ratchet up a situation. Okay, but I know if I ratchet it up, most likely the law and the people and the jury is going to be on my side because I'm a police officer and I will have time to articulate why I did what I did. I was afraid for my life. I feared. My partner had gotten killed or one of our officers gotten killed earlier. All kinds of, things that we can come up with. Now, the videos that we watch, like, for example, and I was listening to this segment that you just had on where someone was beaten up and stopped by the police. But I know what I just saw, for example, in the New York situation. Have you guys seen that video?
Yes. Eric Garner.
Okay. I can speak on that a little better because I actually saw it. See, the key to it, man, is having some type of visual evidence. Because if it's just your word against the individual, the complainant's or the suspect's word, 95 to 99% of the time you're going to win as the police officer. Because the people are going to have a tendency to want to believe you. Right. So by the time that situation gets to trial, you're going to have an opportunity to talk to other lawyers and other people and get your story right. as opposed to what you might have been thinking when you first got on the scene.
Brother Matthew, really quickly, I hate to cut you off. I just
sure,
had
no problem. I'm sorry.
I just had no, you're doing great, man. I just had a quick question. Do you have a son?
Yes.
Okay. How do you tell him? How do you teach him to interface with police? Because you know how that Richard Pryor had the jokes and all the comedians have the jokes about how you I'm pulling out my wallet and both.
Right.
How do you teach your son to interface with police officers?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's almost like me. It's like if the police get behind me, man. And I'm in some area, I don't know what, man. The hair stand up on the back of my neck, and I'm one of them.
Wow.
Because you know, there are situations, but what I would tell my son, I would simply say to him, look, you gotta just, you gotta listen and do what they tell you to do. I said, bottom line is this. I said, you don't have to talk, you don't have to, speak, but cops in situations can just antagonize you if they want to. They can do situations and things to you that might make you react. And that's all you got to do is react.
And then they got you.
And so even when we look at the guy in New York, the officer just jumped up and tried to grab his hands or whatever he was trying to do. The guy was like, man, don't touch me. He says, like, you guys always, messing with me, always picking with me. And the other officer walks around behind him and grabs him and puts the chokehold on him.
But I'm going to ask you this, Matthew. I'm going to ask you this, though. Matthew, I'm going to ask you this. Straight up. Come straight up the street with me. The brother's dead. So did you see, can you honestly say as a police officer that those dudes overstepped their boundaries? I need to hear a police officer say that they went too damn far.
Absolutely, they went too far.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they went too far. I mean, from what I saw in the video, they went too far. I mean, these guys, see, normally what happens in law enforcement, once I come on the scene or any other officer come on the scene, you see your guys wrestling or tussling with somebody, everybody's going to jump in. And a lot of times you may have somebody where you're using just whatever force it takes to effect the arrest. Somebody else may come in using more force. As you said, pull out one of them metal sticks and start pounding on the guy.
But Matthew, is everybody jumping in to secure him, or are they jumping in to get a piece of him?
Well, that's all subjective in the minds of the individual. Of course, when they go to court, we was jumping in to secure him. But really, in my mind, I might have been jumping in to get a piece of it.
Wow. Listen, Matthew, we got to take a quick break. Hang on the line. When we come back, more Zoe What Morning Show, man. To disrespect and serve is the topic. We'll be back in 2.2.
I can't help it, my thoughts is so deep, it's something I could get lost in. Rap is not easy, it take years of endorsing. A quick hit without development, it's just abortion. I go ham on these tracks, and these niggas got arms, but no hands is attached. Surveillance cameras that catch you if you reckless with a gun.
Hey, what's up? I am Scott.
And I am Ken. We are not the Chemical Brothers, but we are the Crystal Method. And you are watching T Radio V.
Welcome to Big Mama Nature's house. There's a war!
Yeah. Let's have debris all over him. That's a bad man.
Badass, man.
Woo!
Our chairs are damp.
The chairs are wet.
Our chairs are slightly damp.
I'm gonna have to use that in the scene.
This is just like Apocalypse Now. So this is a good idea to light a torch near a highly flammable costume, mainly around my crotch area.
We're gonna get cut out, yeah. It's just gonna be cuts of Jean-Claude. They'll pause them with loud music over it.
What are the chances of a dangerous animal in this island? 0. So just come.
Hello, T Radio V.
Hello for us.
Hi, guys. My name is Steve Renazizi.
My name is Mary Elizabeth Ellis.
My name is Katie Aselton.
You're watching TV on the radio, but you're not watching it, you're listening to it, because radio on TV.
Hi, T Radio V.
Keep that radio going inside that television set.
I love T Radio V.
Trust her.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Hey everybody, Sean Astin here. You may know me from Goonies, Rudy, The Lord of the Rings, but actually my calling is as a political radio show host. So I am proud to announce that I'm bringing my show, Vox Populi Radio, right here to T-Radio V, Radio in TV. Thursdays, 12 to 2, live. Did I say that it's live? Live. Call in, tweet in, check in. It's gonna be your show.
Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Wow. Yesterday, we reported on the 1.4 billion rounds of .40 caliber and other calibers purchased by the Department of Homeland Security. They bought 250 million rounds last year. About 5 months ago, they bought 450 million rounds. They're buying 750 million rounds, buying up many calibers, but .40 is the main one. That was announced last week. We reported on it yesterday. Now our story today is the top right-hand link, or at least it was 10 minutes ago, at drudgereport.com. National Weather Service in huge ammo buy. The Weather Service is buying a whole bunch of ammo on top of the
back, guys.
1.4 billion just for the Department of
Well, that takes good.
Homeland
Bobby,
Security.
we back. They
I ain't went nowhere.
We can hear you, Bobby.
They ain't heard me all day.
Yeah, they have. They heard you, Bobby. They heard you in the bad jokes. We got him on camera. Jesus.
No, man.
During the breaks, it's going to be crazy, too. Zo What Show is back. Today's topic, to disrespect and serve, a deeper, riveting look into police brutality. And that was just Alex Jones talking about Homeland Security buying all of these, rounds of ammo. Homeland Security, you guys don't understand. We're the ones that they're coming to police.
To secure the homeland.
Yeah, we're the ones that they about to, get at real tough. Now, let me just do this really quickly. Matthew Fogg is on the line, retired chief, deputy U.S. Marshal. I just want to say, brother, I appreciate you, your honesty, and what you've shared on the show. How can someone follow you or connect with you or find your website or your interviews on CNN or things of that nature? How can people connect with you?
Right. Well, they can just Google my name, Matthew Fogg, and a lot of things will pop up. Also, they can also go to, I get several websites out there, but one of them is bigotswithbadges.com.
Wow.
I like that.
Bigotswithbadges.com.
Yeah, the short one is BW Badge. B as in boy, W as in whiskey, badge. BADGE.com, BWBadge.com.
Wow!
What a site! What a site!
And they can also they can contact me at I just give you this number because I use it. It's the 240-375-3580, and they can email me at Matthew.Fogg@leap LEAP.cc.
Okay, could you spell Fogg for us, brother?
Fogg at leap.cc, and that's our Law Enforcement Against Prohibition network.
Wow. We really appreciate
war
it,
on
brother.
drugs and all of it. Got about 5,000 cops around the country. We're all against the war on drugs.
Wow.
We think it's racist and all the other fallout negative fallout.
That's great news to know right there.
Nixon put that in place. That's just a new way to get the niggas. War on
That's right.
drugs. Hey, brother, we really appreciate you, man. Thank you again so much.
All
and
right.
when we come back, listen, we may come back with this topic in the future. We'd love to have you back.
Right.
All right, man. Well, I'm good to go. Anything on the drug industry, all that, so I can talk on all those things.
For sure. Thank you very much. Now, with that said, we have another guest. I got to get him in quickly, but before I do, an Instagrammer. I mean, there's so many Instagrams. I haven't been able to get to all the tweets. Twitter. Haven't been able to get to all the tweets. Brother says, I have a question for you, Zoe. This is at @CatCreek_am_me. Brother said, what are black people prepared to do when Eric Garner's murderers are found not guilty or not even charged?
Come on. That's the real question.
That's a real question.
I don't care.
That's a show by itself.
I don't care about the judges. I don't care about I say this all the time, and no offense, Brother Grimes, but the courtroom is the wrong place to go. There's three things that have no place in there: right, wrong, and common sense. They don't have anything to do.
Well, I've always said mama's got to come into the courtroom if we want to free black men.
Mama's got to come into the courtroom. Wow.
I think it happens outside.
So listen, guys, we got this final guest. This is one of Bobby's friends. Bobby Ramos is a highly decorated, now retired peace officer in Bridgeport, Connecticut, FBI certified trainer, host of the Bottom Line radio show in Bridgeport. Bobby Ramos, welcome to the Zowud Show. Talk to me, man. Talk to me about this most serious.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, yeah, what's happening, brother? He's on the Skype with us today.
My pleasure.
Hello, brother.
All right.
I'm on the Skype. How you doing, man? Listen, first
have you
of all,
been
you've
listening?
had a great show.
Okay.
You've had a great show.
Thank you.
Oh, I've been listening every word that's come in. The Cat Fogg who just went off, I respect what he's saying, but that whole spontaneous reaction, you just can't let that roll off your tongue.
Oh, did we lose him? Skyper!
This is 2014.
Because
there we go.
The bottom line is this. When we see 3 or 4 black cops do this to a white boy, when we see 2 or 3 black cops do it to a white boy, they're going to get fried. Every time white officers and a person of color, whether it's male or female, every single time. So that whole spontaneous reaction, that stuff just can't be rolled out by a cop like it's no big deal. We have to handle it the way we handle it. What happened with this brother Garner was 100% wrong. The one thing people aren't talking about, this cat had 8 arrests for selling loose cigarettes in New York. Cops, if you all ain't got nothing else to do but to arrest somebody for selling a loosey for 50 cents, and understand he had been pinched 8 times for it. That's why he said, this ain't gonna happen again. A 50-cent cigarette, and you got all of these cops around him because you're gonna arrest them again. Come on, something's wrong with that. That wasn't about a loosey. That was about the color of his skin, plain and simple. Because New York is busy and active and all this kind of stuff. They don't have enough cops. A loosey.
And Bobby, you know what's crazy? If a taxi cab driver in New York will stereotype you, you damn well better believe a police officer will damn show stereotype you.
Hello, look, I've been through it. I've been stereotyped. When I was already a cop, I had been a cop like 5 years, man. And I'm working midnight shift. I'm working 4 to 12, and I'm getting home 1 o'clock in the morning in a different town, and cops were pulling me over for a taillight that still ain't out.
Wow.
Okay? I had to finally go to the chief and say, look, if this happens one more again, we're going to have a problem. There's going to be an issue. There's nothing wrong with my car except you see a black man driving my car, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
This isn't by accident. It's by design.
Hey, one quick question, Bobby. This is Bobby Glantown Smith. In your professional training and your experience as a police officer, excessive force is the phrase that we use. Are officers sufficiently trained to take somebody down without killing them, or do they do what they do because they want to just hurt somebody?
Is he there? Oh, yeah, he's there.
They do what they do most of the time to hurt somebody, plain and simple, okay? There is a way. If you watch that thing with Eric Garner, you can see that little cat behind him looking like George Jefferson, little short thing, and he was waiting for the brother to turn his head so he can jump on his back. Okay, there was no talking. Here's a guy. I was in the street 28 years. Here's a guy, and you even hear the people on the side saying he's the one who broke up the fight. He is also saying, I broke up a fight Nobody's listening to him. The cops aren't even listening to him. They are looking for an opportunity for his eyes to drop or to look the other way so one of them can jump on his back. And the one who did, watch that tape again. You'll see him try to jump him like 6-7 seconds earlier, and the opportunity was lost. He ended up looking to the right because he's not listening. He's trying to play it off that he's not interested. He waited for that brother to look at the other cop now because he wasn't interested, and then he jumped on his back. That was by design to hurt. And what bothers me, it looks like there's a black female there. That happens too. And shame on her if she is a black female or a black male who's just big. I don't know. But the bottom line, if you don't react, if you don't do something, to me, you're just as bad as the white cops.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Worse.
Brother Bobby Ramos, thank you for chiming in. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Anytime you need me.
Anytime, brother. We'll bring you back, man. This is a heavy topic, man, because there's a lot of emotions running. And when I think, I can't stop thinking about my 3. You know, I got a 12-year-old. I got a 14-year-old. I got a 17-year-old. My 17-year-old has 19 full-ride college scholarships to different parts of the country. And I'm trying to explain to him each city is its own state of mind, its own world. And in order to integrate into a different place, you need to be objective and aware and paying attention and trying to pick up the social game rules of where you are now, you know. And it just, even the gang members are now starting to sweat him a little bit, my 17-year-old, because he's older. When he was younger, oh, that's just a little kid, leave him alone. Now he's older, and some of them have forgotten him when he was little. So now they're starting to roll, what set you from? And he go, no, I don't bang. Oh, you little new. Oh, yeah. What up, new? What's happening, man? You see what I'm saying?
I roll with the green-eyed gangster.
So I know the police are stereotyping him too. He just walking home from school, and they slow down and look at him too. You feel what I'm saying? Yesterday, then we're gonna go to break. There was a kid in the middle of the street. I'm outside pacing on the phone. This kid is outside. He a little gang member. So I call his capo, the one who runs the gang. He in the middle of the street getting at this girl, you know, because he found out she cheated on him. I said, hey, man, come here. Tell that nigga to leave that girl alone. Because the police gonna come, and they gonna wipe all you niggas out. You the capo, get your boy under control, let that girl go. So then I pulled him to the side and talked to him later. I said, listen, man, this gang shit is stupid. Even without your gang affiliation, they still have a stereotype that you fit in that makes you an enemy regardless of what the fuck. You can do some light shit. Don't be out here doing heavy shit, because then they really gonna lay into you. I don't know what to do but try to police. These ain't my kids.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm trying. I was on the phone with you. I said, Bobby, I gotta get off. I gotta go police this kid.
And that's what we have to do. We have to do it, like John Wooden said, discipline yourself or these police will.
Wow. Yo, we'll be back in a second. So What Morning Show.
Yo, what's up, everybody out there? This is Crazy Bone.
I am the bum Keith G.
And right now you watching TRadiov.com.
TV in radio.
Yes. Radio and TV.
Oh, yeah. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Radio V.
Radio inside of TV.
Oh my God, I love it.
Keep it locked. You are the bomb. Mwah.
What better way? I can't think of a better intersection than radio and TV.
Right?
Hey, T-Radio V. Thomas Sadowski, what's up? T-Radio V.
I love T-Radio V.
Because we need more kids watching TV.
Hey guys, this is Chriselle Stiles. Hi,
I'm Stassi.
I'm Joel David Moore.
I'm Frank Infante.
Hey man, this is Richie Ramone. What's up out there?
Hi, this is Slim Jim Phantom, and you got the big beat. We're gonna take this music into the 22nd century. We deal exclusively in rockabilly music. Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Richie Valens, Wanda Jackson, Janice Martin, the Everly Brothers, Johnny Cash, and everybody else. Thank you so much for supporting the big beat here on T Radio V.
Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the So What Morning Show. Today's topic was to disrespect and serve. Police, you know, they're there to protect business and industry and, you know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, they'll say we're here to protect and serve the people. But when you have little regard for the people, you can't protect them nor serve them. The Hindu belief, they have a word for serving. It's called Seva, S-E-V-A, Seva. And it's a part of worshiping God, to serve, right? And in order to worship God, you've got to respect God, right? These cops are not serving. They don't see the God in the people they're policing. There's no spiritual component to policing. It is a cold, machine-like action. A lot of these police officers we've talked about earlier are military guys. How many of those military guys are suffering from PTSD? Right? How many of those military guys have an issue, you know, like a psychological issue, and they get out and take it out on the people they're supposed to be serving? I'm going to say this to black people, because the so-called elite of black people, the Jack and Jills and the Boulay,
The Bartholomews.
these fools feel like class is going to save them from getting their ass whooped. But it ain't. No disrespect. My Treese was from a good family. She went to a private university, USC, and yet there's no answers for her people. It's a hurtful situation to watch how this thing is going down, and until we galvanize, we're being policed by a heartless system because we can't organize, police ourselves, and get out of their way. All these other cultures, they can at least purchase part of the police, because the police can be bought. The Jews have proven that the police can be bought. The Chinese have proven that the police can be bought. The Italians, the mafia has existed for so long because they were able to purchase police forces all over the country, right?
Right.
Come on. That's from economic unity. We don't have that. Black should become, as Jeff Brown just said during the breaks, black should become financial terrorists. When they do something wrong to us, we should pick a handful of corporations that subsist off of our consumerism and cut them the fuck off for 10 years and see how they feel about it then. But we don't have that kind of organization because we hate each other, because we give a fuck about who's combing Blue Ivy's hair. At the Essence Fest, they had a fucking panel on the state of Blue Ivy's hair. That's what niggas give a fuck about. What Nene Leakes is doing. Who's leaking the next sex tape on the Atlanta Housewife of Hoes? Right? That's what we care about. Who's Lil Wayne's latest baby mama? Right? The new Jordans. We give a fuck about menial shit, and then we get up in arms only emotionally, but then we don't do anything when the next Eric Garner or the Oscar Grants of the, you remember Louima, the brother in New York? It's just a whole litany of motherfuckers. Our leaders, our black leaders are like doctors. They simply maintain the illness. They're not trying to heal and galvanize the community because these punk-ass motherfuckers have been getting paid for years. It's no surprise Al Sharpton was, it came out that he was an FBI informant. It's no fucking surprise.
Teach, though.
Do you understand? It's no surprise.
Teach.
So when we don't have uniformity, like we got beef with each other, like I said, we can't even forgive each other for the beefs we have with each other. We can't even work through it, right? Our definition of success is created by a system that is designed to oppress us and put a narrative on us that makes us inferior to them. And the only way we see fit by the intelligentsia is to rise up a ladder that still has a ceiling for your black ass. Right? You think they ain't gonna come for you after you give us over to them? Oh, fuck them niggas, they're not educated. So when, like the last week when the brother, no disrespect to the doctor, and the black men need to get with the program and get with the system. The system is designed to eat our ass. You want us to get with a system that doesn't respect us. You think because you got a fucking diploma and a degree that they respect that when they pull your black ass over? The only way we're taught to survive is to acquiesce, is to bow our heads in prayer to the fucking warrior police god. That's what we're taught. I'm ashamed of black people and our lack of togetherness and our lack of forgiveness of each other. Our constant perpetual war against man and woman and the black woman and the black. I'm ashamed to be black because we won't come together. Our wounds are our religion. And until we heal that shit, it's a done deal from here on out. I'm Zoe Williams, and that's my final thought.
He told the truth. Beautiful, bro.
I love all my people here at this table. Bobby, where can they find you?
Well, they ain't in jail. Thanks to Get 'em Out Grimes sitting here. It's at Glanton Smith on Twitter. And do me a favor and your children to get a copy of my book, Real Men Don't Play, not just because I wrote it, because there are some real brothers out there that represent the walk.
Great book.
A couple people sitting in here that'll be in the next version. Zoe's rushing me. I'm just clearing my throat. The day was full.
Yes. Brother Grimes, where can they find you?
Milton Grimes. Just look me up through information.
He there. He's Googling, goddammit, Google. Milton Grimes. And Bobby Jeff Brown.
Ain't no Facebook. Just Google me. Grimes. Pimp.
I'm that big. You understand?
That's it. That's all I need. God ain't got no Facebook page, and I ain't got one neither. Jeff Brown, iTunes. Look me up. My ringtones are up there. My album, Wrong Ass Shit, is on iTunes. Look at that.
I love you guys. At Zowhat, at Mr. Zowhat on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Zoe Williams. And please buy blackmastery.com. Go to blackmastery.com and get the NLP program. Do that right now. And also, my books are almost out. I'll be shipping them out tomorrow. Please buy a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds, at IamZoeWilliams.com. I appreciate you. See you guys next week.
You are watching T Radio V. Radio in TV.